welcome back to Chapped Yams.
Welcome to the podcast after our month-long hiatus. Dude, I am so stoked to have this beautiful instrument in my hands. I feel like I gotta talk about this for like 30 seconds before we start the show.
Get it all out.
Oh man. Okay. For those of you who know me, I'm a guitar lover, I'm a guitar player, and I recently, just today, like a couple hours ago, before I drove to Anthony's house, I bought this beautiful Pono guitar, and it's maybe the most beautiful thing I've ever touched and have ever seen. And yeah, man, I got it for a super great deal. John, the owner, is an amazing guy, so I implore you to go to your local music store and pick up Pono instruments. They're gorgeous. And if you were here right now, you would totally agree with me. Oh, man.
Not a sponsor.
That seemed like a paid advertisement, but I'm really just stoked to have it. That's our unofficial advertisement for Pono guitars.
Yes.
Thanks again, John. Oh man.
Yeah, we are back with all new equipment. We got a.
Yeah. Oh man, we recently upgraded our microphones. Do you want to explain to them our new setup and our new studio?
Yes. So I was generously gifted a lapel microphone for Christmas. Of course, there's two of us and just one microphone, so
So we decided to wear an XXL shirt
and snuggle up in there together.
Yeah, I'm taking the left half, Anthony's taking the right, and we're sharing this lapel mic together. It's pretty great. No, dude, Anthony's a genius. What he did was he got his father's beautiful pool cue. He snapped it in half. And then he just clipped the lapel mic onto one of the wood shards, and it's brilliant. And he stabbed it into the couch. Which is technically true.
Of course, the non-Hollywood version of that is I unscrewed one of our pool sticks and stuck it in between the couch cushions and attached the mic.
I know,
but it works surprisingly well.
On paper, you just re-explained what I explained. If you put that into Google Translate, if you put our transcript into Google Translate and then translated it back, it would just be the same story twice.
You have the heart of a writer.
Thanks. This, you should have told me this when I was 13 and writing all those fanfics.
So we got some interesting topics to talk about today. You had a topic.
Yeah, okay, I have a topic, because I don't want to make it sound like I'm like spoiled or like a spoiled American. I'm holding this luxury item in my hand, so maybe I am a spoiled American. But dude, what are like some things that are totally not serious problems like slavery or like money embezzling schemes? What are things like small things in everyday life that just ruin your day? Like my day was almost ruined before I got this guitar. I feel like my life is like a cartoon sometimes. Like I went home after my day at school, my day at the university, and I changed clothes. I got to showering because I wanted to go meet John to buy this guitar. And I just remember being so stoked to get this guitar. I said, man, what a great day. Like, I said it out loud, what a great day. And I reached my hand out and accidentally knocked off the plastic candle that I have in my room. And the candle fell, and it has like this sharp plastic piece that made up the fake flame, and it just went right into my foot.
Fake flame?
Yeah. Okay. Let me clarify. Real men. This is
fake candles.
Real men have fake candles. Like women, they want real candles. They want the real deal. But men, they know that if you have a real candle, you leave it unattended, it's gonna burn the house down, right? So I chose the sensible route. I said, as a man, I want my room to smell like vanilla bean, but I'm not willing to catch my house on fire, right?
But the irony is you still managed to cause an accident with it.
Yeah, and it just fell on my foot, and the plastic piece just broke on my toe, and it hurt so bad. I was like, so I just sat there, I just sat there on my floor for like a good minute, just like going, why? And it ruined my day.
You know, it's first world problems when the maximum amount of time it affects is a good minute.
Yeah, man. You know my do you have one?
A fake candle?
No, no. Do you have like something that ruins your day? Because I almost segued it into something new, but I'll save it for later.
Oh no, I have two actually. Because these both happened within the past week. Two-day ruiners. They hit me pretty hard.
Did they ruin your day twice or two separate days?
These were two separate days, I believe. It's kind of along the same lines of yours. The other day I always have the hardest time dragging myself out of bed in the morning. I always push it to the last minute, but the other day I finally got myself to get up right when my alarm went off because I was like, I told myself I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna have a nice cup of coffee before I go to work.
Yeah, man, that's what everybody needs.
So right? I actually do it. I get up at 6 instead of 6:13 or 6:18 or whatever, which is like, you know, of course, like that 18 minutes of sleep. It doesn't help at all, but it like makes my day so much more stressful. But yeah, so I go downstairs. I have my wonderful AeroPress, and I'm making my coffee, and I just knock it off the counter, still brewing. So I have, you know, it's like...
It's too late to try again, right?
Like at this point, it's like 6:27, and I'm about to leave for work. So now my early day becomes a late day. So I spent a while cleaning it up. You know, it's not just coffee. It's coffee and coffee grinds.
Right. On white flooring that will stain.
Well, off of the counter, so it dripped into the drawers.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, this was just not my morning. So.
Hey man, I guarantee you there's a dude in like Turkey right now who has the same exact problem. He does not think it's a first world problem, believe me.
I am with you, man.
That is a universal problem. Dude, Hassan, he sympathizes with you, buddy.
Yeah, so it took me a while to clean up, and you know, by the time I finally did, I don't think I went back for another cup of coffee. I accepted the fact that I'm going to be late for work. But what happened next is I opened up the drawer to kind of get the extra bits that didn't get cleaned up.
Okay.
And I take we have this little kind of wooden crate for all our forks and knives. I'm sure most people have this.
Yeah.
I took it out, and then about a minute later I knocked that off the counter. It falls upside down. All the sharp knives and all our forks and all our spoons go all over the floor.
Maybe your life is more like a cartoon than mine, man.
It felt pretty sitcom-y. It was terrible, but I made it. I lived.
I'm so glad you did, man. I'm glad you lived to tell the tale, man. What an interesting... Yeah, man. What else? Oh, I have one.
Okay, let's do this cycle.
This is, yeah, because you have one more, right?
Yeah.
This is a total first world problem, I think. I'm sure everyone in every country has experienced this, but I only experienced it twice. And I'll tell you about the first time it ever happened to me. When it happened in Japan. I always call it the Kyoto pants story, just to keep it vague. So, when I was in Kyoto for the summer, this was last year, 2016. I didn't want to date it. We were in a really small house. It was 15 of us in a small house, and sometimes the kitchen was kind of our place to chill out, right? So after a full day of just going around in Kyoto and stuff, I'm trying to keep it vague just because I don't want to spill too many details if the organizations and stuff don't want to be associated with this story. After a long day, we were hanging out in the kitchen. Everyone's eating their sweet potatoes and gyoza and doing whatever. And I come in late, so there's no more seats in the kitchen. Everyone's sitting on the windowsills and all the chairs. And I'm sure there was some dude sitting on the fridge. There was just no seats left.
Okay.
So I'm in the corner of the kitchen, and I say out loud, "Watch me squat." What I meant to say in my head was, "I'm gonna squat," which I didn't need to say anyway, but I said, "Watch me squat." And all the eyes in the kitchen turned to me, and I did, as an Asian man, I did the Asian squat. But sometimes, this was the first time it ever happened to me.
Okay.
The experience was a little different.
Getting scared.
I did the Asian squat, but it wasn't accompanied with silence, as it normally is. It was accompanied by the loudest ripping sound I've ever heard. And my pants, one of the only pairs of pants that I had in Japan, went from one single pair of shorts to two individual pant legs. And it was bananas, man. I shot up, straight up, red in the face because that's never happened to me in my life, and I have no idea what just happened. And I said, I'm gonna go, and I got out of there, man. And I went back and I told everyone it wasn't a big deal, but secretly I knew that
it was a big deal.
I secretly knew that I just had 2 individual leggings at this point. It was crazy.
So as you were building up that story, I knew it was either gonna be a huge fart or ripping your pants. When you mentioned the large sound coming from
that would have
lower
been,
half.
I feel like that would have been more unfortunate.
I think so.
Because
I think so.
I feel like even if you rip your pants, you still have some of your dignity. A little bit. Because that's out of your control, man. That's Quicksilver's fault. That's not my fault, you know? But if I farted like really loud, that's my fault, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, what is your first world problem?
Well, I can't top that, but
my
story isn't even like funny. It's just
serious.
It's not serious either. It's
Let's
just,
get serious, guys. I'm gonna play some serious music. Ready? Go.
It's one of those things that happens where you're just like, well, that sucks, you know. But I was at work a couple days ago, and the night before, I spent hours and hours preparing my first ever homemade ramen.
Oh no.
The homemade ramen.
Dude, that's my favorite food on earth.
So I put my heart and my soul into this dish. I cried over it, and I watched my kids grow up, you know. I love this bowl of ramen. So I had it ready. I didn't even eat a bowl when I made it, you know, because I packed it all for lunch, because I said this is going to be the best lunch of my life. This is the lunch that all lunches were made to look up to.
Oh, dude, I'm both
adore.
hungry and sad. Keep going. Oh.
So I come into work, and I'm excited all day. You know, I just can't wait to taste the luscious, creamy, savory, umami joy that is my bowl of ramen.
Okay.
The clock crawls by, and by the time 12 o'clock rears its face on the face of my watch, I make a dash for the kitchen. And I walk in, and I hear the beautiful cries of my absent ramen in the fridge.
No! Jerks!
My ramen is not only missing, but everything is missing.
Oh.
My side dishes, my...
Jerks. No.
It was fridge cleaning day, and I didn't label my food.
Okay, that was way better than I thought. I just thought some scumbag in the cubicle across from me was like, huh. But you know what happened after that? Anthony failed to mention the epilogue. Someone walked in and said, "Oh no, there's another cup of noodle in the pantry. Don't worry about it."
No, but it definitely wasn't a fun time though.
Oh man, dude,
it's a little bit sad.
You made your own ramen. What was the broth?
I made it from homemade dashi, which is
delicious.
Soaked kombu, which is like a type of seaweed.
Wow, dude, I
soaked that overnight, and then I cooked it with, boiled it with miso, shoyu, and maybe chicken broth or something. I don't really know. All that good stuff.
Man, that's the most not white thing that's ever come out of your mouth. That's incredible. Dude, you're a little bit counterculture though.
I never have to try it, man.
I'm so sorry, man. Dude, we'll cook that during our Chapped Yams cooking special when you come back.
Oh, we told the audience that it was gonna
happen.
We told them it was gonna be now.
Yeah, but we're taking a short hiatus. Anthony has a business meeting. We're going to save that up. We're going to plan out a good meal to cook that you can't see, but you can hear, for the official Chapped Yams cooking special extravaganza.
And I know what you're thinking. Another hiatus? This show is going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, well, okay.
This show is going down the drainage ditch to
They're right.
Quatar.
They're right. My mom was right. Everyone that told me this was right. But we're going to try and prolong the death as long as we can.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I really don't think the show's dying yet.
Yeah,
we took a Christmas break, and now I'm going on this extended business trip, so I'm going to have to miss a little while. We should have some shows to cover most of that gap. Yep. But I'll be back, ready for some action in about a month and a half.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and partly why we didn't do a Christmas special was because I had surgery around that time for my nose, and I just realized, someone told me yesterday that my voice sounds really different. It sounds a lot clearer and less raspy, and I feel like I finally understand it now.
I don't know. We'll let you guys be the judge of that.
Yeah. All right, I have another topic because it got me thinking about counterculture a little bit. So, I was thinking about my hair when you were talking, and I don't know why I was, but my hair is super long because I haven't cut it since the surgery, and I remember looking in the mirror when I was washing my hands, and I was like, I look like a Pokemon trainer right now, and then it got me thinking. I was like, I've never played Pokemon, and I feel like that's how I really stick it to my own culture, man. I'm like, this is how I rebel. Like, I've been shamed so many.
You've never played Pokemon.
I've never played Pokemon. I've been shamed so many times as a Japanese boy throughout my life.
Rightfully so.
I've been shamed so many times. My parents threatened to disown me at one point. All my friends left. Yeah, man, it was kind of rough not playing Pokemon, but I had to take a stand. Someone had to. I had to be the first Japanese boy to never ever play Pokemon, but someone's got to do it, right?
Someone's got to do it.
But dude, you're counterculture too, man. A little bit. I saw your whole family walking around the house in shoes just now.
Shoes.
Yeah, your dad was wearing shoes. Your brothers were wearing shoes in the house, and I was like, what the heck? I felt like I was in another country, man. I was like, what is this?
I'm not part of that. I don't wear shoes in the house.
Yeah,
I can't wear shoes.
How does your family feel knowing that you're the
here's this,
you're the no shoes freak?
We don't usually wear shoes in the house. I don't know why they were, but
I know.
Okay, but here's this. Okay, here's my little rant. Why do people in the universe wear shoes in the house when you gotta wear shoes your entire day?
Come on,
you wake up in the morning, you put on socks, you put on shoes, you go to work, you're wearing shoes all day. You come home from work, wait, you're just gonna wear more shoes?
Yeah, man.
Come on, man.
I can't even relate with that because I don't even wear shoes to begin with. I refuse to wear shoes, man. I walk like maybe 4 or 5 miles every day because I have to walk from the parking lot to class and then to work, which is a really long walk. But I refuse to wear any form of shoes, man. Shoes are dumb. That's my final statement.
And by no shoes, you mean slippers.
Slippers are dumb. What?
What?
No. Shoes are dumb. I don't like shoes, man.
But I mean, by wearing no shoes, you mean you're wearing slippers. You're not walking around.
Oh yeah.
If you're on the mainland, that means flip flops.
Yeah.
Not those.
Have you ever
things.
subscribed to that barefoot movement? Do you remember that?
No.
Remember in high school there was always those dudes that would walk around school with no shoes.
Yeah.
And they would just walk through the dirt.
Yeah.
That was called like the barefoot movement.
Yeah, I used to think that was cool, but then I was reading about like tapeworms and stuff, and you can get that stuff from walking around barefoot. And now I'm scared.
Yeah, man, don't do it. Don't do it. You can get flesh. Like no joke. Like, someone in my family got like a flesh-eating bacteria or a flesh-eating virus,
which is the scariest name for a
any
medical condition.
It's literally the most terrifying thing. Yeah, man. So hey, man, I'm all for walking around barefoot. Just do it in places like your house or at the beach. Or maybe the parking lot of the beach. You know, places where you don't think that kind of stuff runs amok.
Who named flesh-eating bacteria?
A jerk.
That's just scary.
You know who named flesh-eating bacteria? You know who named it for real? It was named, and this is true. It was named by.
This is the real thing.
It was probably named by a humble person because he didn't name it after himself, unless his name was flesh-eating.
Oh, this isn't real. You're making this up.
Yeah, no. But it's also like. It was probably named by that one guy that we all know that's a little too brutally honest, that never sugarcoats anything. You know, if he ever has bad news, he doesn't pull any punches. He just kind of hits you with it, you know?
You know, I see it a different way. I see it as the guy who named flesh-eating bacteria is that guy who has to burst the bubble for everyone. You know, he's like, actually, guys, you see what you have here is actually, technically it's a flesh-eating bacteria.
Yeah, actually, you are dying.
That's like when you're talking about how if you're like, oh, I'm healthy, they're like, actually you're slowly dying every single day. Come on, man. Come on.
We all knew that guy.
Come on, Bertrand.
Were you ever that guy?
I was totally that guy. See, I'm still that guy.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
And I hate when I'm that guy, but...
You hate when you're that guy, but you just can't.
I don't like being that guy.
You just can't help being that guy.
Sometimes I just gotta, like, act...
Man, you're probably terrible. You're probably terrible at funerals, I'm just saying.
Yeah. I've never given one, but
you've never get. I'm glad, man. You're probably terrible at funerals. You're probably terrible at births.
Yeah, I try not to be that guy though.
I'm proud
when
of
I
you.
can.
Hey,
because I know I've had my share of people that haven't been so fond of me because I'm the argumentative type.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I feel like I like to try and be more head on and headstrong, but as a Japanese person, man, I've been trained culturally to beat around the bush.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just can't. It's hard for me to do something if I know that it has a personal cost to somebody else.
Right.
Like even at a party, right? Even at a party, as a Japanese person, if I see the last thing of food, like at a potluck, I will not eat it. I refuse to eat it unless I have like some form of consent to eat it.
You told me about this.
It's ridiculous. Someone gave me a hat. My boy Ernie. He gave me a hat, and I couldn't take it because it's Grace, and it's hard for me to accept it. And I was like, ugh, this is like the coolest hat ever. So I gave it back to him. And then David took it just to kind of like teach me something. And then he gave it to me, and I said, ugh! And I gave it back to him because I couldn't handle it. It's crazy, man. I just don't know how to do it.
Isn't that a crazy thing? How like it's hard for us to accept gifts because we feel like
you haven't earned it,
or we feel like we're. I don't know. We just can't do it. But when you're giving a gift to someone and they don't take it, it's irritating, isn't it?
Yeah. No. Totally. I can't really think of many times this happened, but I don't know.
I mean, that's totally happened to me where I'm like, hey, can I help you out with, whatever? And they're like, oh no, I'm good. I don't, because they feel bad.
Yeah.
But, you want to, like, if you're offering something, you want to...
You just want to give it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that's like a form of pride to not...
Yeah.
Not be able to graciously receive gifts?
I feel like it is for some people. It is for some people, but for me, it's just difficult for me to accept grace because I feel, maybe like it all roots down to pride, right? Because I feel that I can't take it. I feel that I can't take it because I haven't earned it, which is maybe my own ego.
You're pointing at yourself still, It's like,
yeah, right.
That's interesting.
Right. But I think it has less to do with ego and more to do with I'm thinking of the other person. Like, let's say another person wants to help me financially, gives me $50, right? Mm-hmm. $50 that came out of their hard work for me, someone that didn't do anything for it. And they give it to me, and I say, I can't accept it because I know that labor and effort that I didn't have any part of went into generating that $50 to give to me. You know what I'm saying? It's hard because I think for me it has less to do with ego and... Maybe subconsciously it does. And more about the person giving it to me will be affected negatively by giving it to me. Mm. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever been in that situation, though, where you want to give somebody a gift and they won't, I guess, graciously accept it? Or, I don't know. It's an interesting thing, because it's like...
Well, my whole family's Japanese, man. You know that.
I don't know. It's a...
It's just, man, I think, especially as Christians, we need to learn how to accept grace, right?
Yeah, I mean...
Because that's the gospel itself. The gospel itself is 100% grace.
Right.
Like...
That's like the most, like, hyperbolic form of...
Yeah, if I can't accept $10, how can I accept God's love? You know?
Well, I mean, how can you accept God's Son literally dying for you to forgive you of your sin, It's like when someone's trying to give us a gift, it's like we never did anything negative to them for them to have to give you that gift, right?
Right.
But like with God, it's like we actually committed like treason against God. Like we're like actively rebelling against God, but He still gives us that gift to cure that relationship.
Isn't that incredible? And it's incredible that I just can't accept it sometimes, man. That's crazy.
It's interesting. That's something we could talk about a lot, I bet.
Yeah. It's something that I talk about a lot, but I feel like I just have a hard time growing in it. Mm-hmm. And it has nothing to do with like the way my parents raised me or anything. It's just, I don't know. It's just hard for me, man. Mm-hmm. It's weird.
I'd be interested in like trying to
study that a little bit.
Uncover the roots of like why it's hard for us to accept gifts from others. When they obviously want to give it,
Yeah, like Like, we're obviously hurting their feelings by not taking it, but I just can't do it, man. It's like in my blood. It's in my blood to not accept gifts.
Yeah. I think it's one thing when you feel like they might not actually want to give you that, you know, or
right, maybe that's it, too.
But sometimes it's clear that, like, they want to give you this gift, and they want to bless you. And when we don't want to take it, it's kind of like we know that we're depriving them of that joy of giving something to us that they want to give to us.
Yeah. Like this afternoon when I went to Pono Guitars, I don't want to say how much I paid for this guitar just because I don't want to give anyone the wrong idea. But he gave me an incredible deal. And I said, "Are you sure you want to give it to me for that much?" And he says, "Do you want me to charge you more?" And I almost said maybe. Just because I was like, that's such an incredible gift. Why would I accept that? Right. So I almost asked him to pay more. Isn't that weird?
That is weird, man.
That's just weird, man. I just don't know how to do it. You don't see me at Macy's doing that. But, oh, man. All right, that's the end of our podcast. Bye. Join us next week.